All right, so if you want to know what it's like to live in Zurich, you're in luck, because we just finished our Expat Insider survey where we asked 12,000 expats how they like their life abroad. And we got some fresh data about Zurich and Switzerland. I'm Felix from InterNations, and I'm going to walk you through this data so you know what other expats think of the city and if this is for you or not. So, where did Zurich land in our overall ranking? And out of 53 cities, it ranked 31st. So, it's not great, not bad, it's solidly in the middle of the field. And we're going to look into what specifically made that ranking happen. We're going to look at some pros and cons about living in Zurich. And we're also going to look at some Swiss stereotypes, if they're true or not. Let's start with the good stuff. Where did Zurich really shine? And there's one metric that we asked for, which is very important, where Zurich did super well. They ranked 9th out of 53 for quality of life. Quality of life is important, and Zurich did super well, top 10. Another area Zurich scored really, really well in is safety. They rank 2nd for safety. So if safety is something that matters to you, Zurich might be the place to be. The next point we're going to talk about actually really surprised me because they scored 4th for environment and climate. And I totally get the environment part because Switzerland does an amazing job of taking care of their environment. There's no littering, it's a very green society. But climate, really? Like the winters in Switzerland? I mean, in my opinion, they can be quite tough, but I guess people in Zurich think it's still an amazing climate to live in. Another thing our survey participants really liked about Switzerland is the transit system. As the cliche goes, it's fast, it's efficient, it's clean, and it's always on time. And another thing they really appreciated, 94% in fact, liked the travel opportunities. So not just are the trains clean, but they enjoy the fact that Switzerland is so centrally located that they can easily go to Italy, to France, to Spain, Germany. It's very, very well located and the train infrastructure is amazing. And as a pro tip, if you want to save money on public transportation in Switzerland, you should look into the Halbtags-Abo. The Halbtags-Abo is a subscription where you pay a certain amount and then all the public transportation you use is 50% off. That includes boats, buses, alpine trains, you name it. This next point was also surprising to me because Zurich ranks 5th out of 53 in terms of bureaucracy, how easy it is to handle your admin topics there. And I thought, Switzerland, it has old institutions, it's a very traditional place. So I figured paperwork is paper and a lot of work, but apparently it's quite convenient. And the other part of that is that it ranked 6th out of 53 in terms of ease of handling visa issues. So if anything, or ease of getting a visa, if anything goes wrong with your visa, Zurich actually makes it quite easy for you to deal with that. And I didn't know that. Our next point sounds a bit like a negative in the beginning, but I think it's actually a positive. Hear me out. Cost of living. Yes, Zurich is expensive. It ranks 43rd out of 53 cities in terms of cost of living. It's a very expensive city, but it ranks 7th when it comes to salaries and job security. And that's top 10. 7th is a really, really good ranking. And so I think if you spend your money wisely and you, for example, instead of renting a studio apartment in central Zurich for 2,000 to 3,000 Swiss francs, you could actually move further out, commute into the city, and you will have more money to spend. That's why I think this point actually qualifies as a pro, because high salaries kind of cancel out the high cost of living. And 58% of our survey participants think they have enough disposable income to lead a really comfortable life here. But what about the downsides of living in Zurich? Our participants also had a few things they didn't like here. And the first thing that stuck out to me was, it's boring apparently. They rank only 40th for leisure options, which is not that great. And we don't know specifically what they don't like about these leisure options, but my theory is a long and cold winter keeps people inside, and the fact that food, eating out, getting drinks with friends is very expensive there, maybe people do it less often. But on the other hand, Switzerland has amazing outdoors. So if you enjoy nature, if you like hiking, mountain biking, eating a picnic at an alpine lake, Switzerland has all of that, and that's free. This next negative topic is a big one in my opinion, because apparently it's really hard in Zurich and Switzerland to make friends and to get settled in. Let's look at the numbers. 46th for local friendliness, not good. 51st for finding local friends out of 53. That's bad, Zurich. 47th for culture and welcome. And only 33% of people say that it's easy to get used to the local culture, and only 43% are happy with their social life in Zurich. That's not great. So yeah, if you move abroad, make sure you have some friends. I speak from experience. And then we also see it in our survey results. It helps a lot to have a small friend group that helps you dealing with culture shock, that you can talk about your problems with, that you can have a good time with. It makes the whole process much more bearable. And if you have a hard time finding friends in Switzerland or in Zurich or anywhere else for that matter, check out InterNations. We have a lot of communities globally, and we have monthly events for expats. We also have activity groups where you can find people to do your hobbies with. If you want to go on a run or you want to find a book club, there's a group for everyone. So yeah, don't move abroad without any friends. So, as promised, we're gonna check out some stereotypes about Switzerland and whether they're true or not. Let's find out. Is everything really always on time? Yeah, kinda is. Are people really obsessed with the rules? Yeah, they kinda are. And if this annoys you, if this is something that you think is a bit too much, think about it this way. You probably enjoy the fact that the trains are on time, that there's no littering, and that everything is nice and clean. Well, that's probably because people like following the rules, so maybe you should embrace them as well. Do people actually yodel here? Well, it's Switzerland. There will be some yodeling, but no, not in downtown Zurich. There's no yodeling in downtown Zurich. Can you live in Zurich without speaking German? Well, you could. Zurich is a big city, international city. The Swiss are highly educated. They speak English. So yeah, you could get around with not speaking German, but you shouldn't, right? Like you should try to learn some of it, and not just the German as you read it in the book or in Duolingo. You need the Swiss German because it's different. I would know I'm German, so I understand what they're saying, but there are quite the differences sometimes. So I hope you gained some insights about what it's like to live in Zurich as an expat. And I want to give you one last really important stat. 71% of the people that live here that we asked enjoy living in Zurich. That's a pretty high value, and so chances are you would enjoy it as well. And if you come here and you have a hard time making friends, check out InterNations, especially our newcomers events. You'll make some friends pretty quickly, and if you're interested, there are some links in the description. Please like and subscribe, and maybe I'll see you in the next video. Bye.